Greetings, YouTube. LMS Tactical here. Just coming back from the store, and I'll try and make this a quick video. I had a request to, well, let me back up. There are, for some of you that don't know, seems to be a big influx of videos on YouTube that depict cops that are not real cops, fake cops getting stopped by real cops. There's just a ton of videos, man, and if they are interesting to watch. I mean, it's an interesting, just a mentality of some of these guys that go to such extremes. And, it can be very dangerous too. When somebody gets behind you and turns on the blue lights or the red and blue lights and you think they're a cop, and look, man, more than one, rape and murder has happened from actual cops doing that are nutcases and people posing as cops. So I want to address that and another little issue. And then, somebody had asked me the same guy asked me if I had ever dealt with fake cops when I was a cop working LAPD. I want to say this now, if you haven't heard, and maybe you have because of the title, some of you guys might jump on my channel because you recognize the name, but there is a phenomenon taking place on YouTube that really is the same subject that I accidentally slipped into, I guess about a month ago. And it's one particular dude who is the end all be all of fake cops. I mean, they've got channels that all they do is show this guy's videos and go over them. And you guys really, if you're even semi interested in what, kind of a sociopath freaking nutcase, man, if you're interested in watching a guy literally implode his life, I mean, and videotapes everything, you have got to check this guy's stuff out. And then I'm going to recommend a couple of channels, and I'm sure there's a lot more. The guy's name is Jeremy DeWitt, and he's got a YouTube channel called Metro State. I think that's what it's called. If you go on YouTube and you put Jeremy or even Metro State or Motor One like motorcycle, you'll find this guy. Put Motor One fake cop, you'll find all these different channels. They are worth your fucking time, but be prepared. You're going to be binge watching. This is better than any shit on Netflix, and half of the comments are saying they can't wait till there's a Netflix movie about this. It should be a reality show. It's just as funny as it is sad. But basically, in a nutshell, this guy, he's in Florida, and he has a company that he calls Metro State, I think. Yeah. And basically, they're a funeral escort service. And I don't know how you guys do it in South Africa and other places that are watching this. But when there's a funeral, the funeral homes hire these people, typically on motorcycles, that basically facilitate the journey from the services at the church to the cemetery, which could be a couple of blocks to, miles away. And they basically are authorized in the performance of their duty, and I'm not an expert on it, but generally I'm right here. They basically are authorized to hold intersections. In other words, when all the cars are lined up on the right side of the road, so they're not impeding traffic, these guys can ride up ahead and stand there and block the intersection so that the whole procession can get through the red light and they don't get separated. I think that's pretty much the extent of their authority, if you want to call it that. This guy, Jeremy DeWitt, is I found out so much gold on this guy. I mean, he literally was on Dr. Phil as like one of the country's most prolific serial police impersonator, I think they called him. And he is just battling it out with the Florida law enforcement authorities. I can't remember the county. And one or two cops, sheriff's deputies, personally. I mean, they're in this battle that is going to end with Jeremy in flames. This guy's going to end up in prison. In fact, he's in custody as I speak, I believe. He just was arrested a few days ago. Everything is on the internet. It's so fucking crazy. What he does, well, he likes to blow this off, but the fact of the matter is, he's a registered sex offender, and he always gives you the story about, some girl lied about her age, and, I was young and dumb, and that could be. But beyond that, his imaginary life, the shit rolling around in this guy's brain, it's pretty fucking sad. Once you get done laughing and you pick yourself up off the floor at the shit he says, and you start thinking about it, it's not only sad, I actually have a fear that it has a potential to end in a very bad way. I mean, I don't think the guy's wrapped tight at all. I think his cheese has slid off his cracker long ago. So we can back up and say that he was in like a police explorer program. That's what we called it in LA. I don't know what they call it in Florida. So he was going to be a cop. That was his dream. But he was too young. So it's like a young person's thing for people that want to be cops or are interested in it. And he got caught impersonating a police officer when he was an explorer. So that pretty much fucked his police career. So he is a guy that has always wanted to be a cop for all the wrong reasons. I mean, my own assessment is this guy likes authority. He likes to get discounts on coffee and shit when he likes for people to look at him and go, ooh, look, a cop. Now, the funny part is, who the fuck would want to look like a cop in today's society? Who would even want to admit they're a cop in today's society? That's sad, but I mean, cops aren't exactly people that are getting waved at for the most part, with more than one finger. But this guy, he's got, I don't know how many guys he's got. He's got a couple of guys and a psycho fucking girlfriend that is a contractor. He's married with a kid. I mean, you'll see all of this like it's like a Netflix show. He's banging this chick, and somehow Ashley Madison, some website ties in. I don't know if that's where he met her. She is as fucking nuts as a fucking hardware store full of nuts. I mean, it's unbelievable. She makes pistachios jealous. She's unfucking believable. And this is who he's being. Now she's turning evidence against him. You'll see it all. Testifying or giving statements to the police, but then she's back in his office and he's committing felonies, trying to bribe her to fucking retract her statement. I mean, every time he runs a video on YouTube, he thinks he's helping his case. He's fucking himself. It's unreal. You can't believe that this guy's like this. But he's got this company where they're riding motorcycles. They got these, look like dualies, like unmarked police cars, all the lights and shit, man. And, you know, lights, I guess, are purple and whatever. But nobody that was a civilian would not think these guys are cops. Black and white police cars like the LAPD. The badges they wear are literally LAPD badge copies. You know, Dr. Phil didn't catch it when he was talking about, he just said the badge looks like a real police badge. It's got the building. Well, the building on their badge is the Los Angeles City Hall, and he's operating in Florida. I mean, you know, he likes the LAPD look. That's cool. I do too. But his whole argument is, we're not trying to impersonate cops. He's got handcuff cases. I keep my cell phones in them. He's got fucking holster with a pepper ball gun that you wouldn't be able to tell. That's not yellow, has nothing. It looks exactly like a firearm. And, you know, he's like, it's fully exposed. The guy's a convicted felon. And he just pushes the envelope. Man. It's unbelievable. And what they all have body cameras, is Metro State guys. And these are all people that wish they could be cops, but they just, for whatever reason, just can't. You know, I mean, when you see them, you'll know why. I'll leave some of this shit for you to discover if you're interested. He's hauling ass through traffic, you know, move your fucking car, you know, fucking, you know, fuck you, man. You know, the guy's like a nutcase, just a total nutcase. Well, he fucked around with the police department or sheriff's department, and they're going to war with this guy. And now he believes that it's all this big conspiracy to shut his company down and take over the fucking, you know, start their own business. Guy's a nutcase. But his Jill, when he gets arrested, which he gets arrested about every 15 minutes, he will call his mom or call his girlfriend or call his wife or call one of his officers. And all of those Jill phone calls are released. And this is gold. God damn it. Just go watch it. You're not going to fucking believe it, man. You thank me later. If you're not watching this dude, go check him out. Oh, here's the other part. Now, of course, the fact, as I'm retired LAPD, as you know, so I like the fact that he likes the LAPD look, but check this out. Another one on video, another bullshit story, is he couldn't pass the background to be on the fire department because he hurt his back parachuting into Fallujah. Was there an airborne drop into Fallujah? I don't think so. I'm also a former Army paratrooper. All right. I got more time in a T-10 than this fucker has in a T-shirt. Now, only airborne guys will know what I'm talking about. But the guy is a walking fantasy, a caricature who's going to be eating frozen burritos in a fucking orange jumpsuit very soon. There's just no way to avoid it. So yeah, you can see his court case. You know, he's got this lawyer that, go check it out. Trust me. There's another YouTube channel that's really covering it very well. Go back and watch all their videos on it if you're interested. And it's called what the fuck is it called? Real Police Videos or Real Police World? No, Real World Police. Bam. Check out Real World Police on YouTube. There's another dude I just found, and what is he called? Not Donut Operator. What the fuck is he called? It's not Donut Operator, I don't think. Might be. I think it is Donut Operator. But you'll find it. When you search this guy's name, you'll thank me. So now I'll end it with answering the question, have I ever dealt with somebody like that? Indirectly, yes. Only one time. I mean, I heard about it going on. I mean, Los Angeles is a big city. But one night when I was working Hollywood division, it was a Saturday night, which is super crowded in Hollywood. It's like a circus because people come in from all over South Central LA, all over East, everywhere to come and cruise and look for chicks and go to clubs and blah, blah, blah and show off their cars. It's a big thing going on Saturdays in Hollywood in the summertime. So a lot of times they deploy extra police officers and extra teams come in, you know, to help with the enforcement. There's gang fights, shootings, murders, you know, traffic enforcement, everything. So there's a lot going on, and you don't recognize every cop, because they have different people coming in from different divisions and whatnot. So we're rolling around on patrol, and I see this fucking car. We call them dualies, dual purposes. In those days, they were like a Chevy Caprice that was unmarked, had the interior lights you could pull down, you know, and that was it. You know, anybody with a brain could tell they were cop cars because, you know, they had the standard no writing on the tires, just black tires, you know. It was obvious. I mean, and there were a lot of those. Our Metro, which is a division of SWAT, Metropolitan Division guys would drive around in those, and they have their own missions. Well, we see a dually parked in the middle of the street, stopped in the middle of the street, and this guy's got a couple people out down at gunpoint. And, you know, a lot's going on. And as soon as he sees us, he gives us the 4 sign. We think it's Metro. So we're like, okay, code 4, everything's cool. We leave. A couple hours later, man, we see this guy on another traffic stop. Didn't really think much of it because there's cops everywhere. Then we started hearing some radio traffic. Hey, man, is Metro working in Hollywood tonight? Unit requesting. That's a negative. We don't have any Metro units in Hollywood. Well, all of a sudden, somebody requested a fucking backup. I think it was on Sunset. Might have been Sunset and Wilcox. No, that's not right, is it? Yeah, I think it was. Sunset Boulevard, I think. And there's a unit that's got a police officer at gunpoint, and there's a car in front of the police officer with the guys down on the ground. By the time we backed him up, but what it turned out to be was just an absolute regular civilian dude with a tricked out dual purpose Chevy, looked just like a police car, had the full fucking uniform, and a real gun. And fortunately, he wasn't robbing and murdering and raping that we know of, but he was just getting some kind of weird thrill, jacking people up and proning them out and then telling them, man, if I see you out here again, it's just a fucking nutcase. I mean, you know, that's why I've always told people, man, from way back when, especially women, but really this goes for anybody and young people. But, you know, if you're driving along and a cop lights you up, it's perfectly reasonable if you have any suspicion. That doesn't mean make this a habit. But if you have a legitimate suspicion, you know, it's an unmarked car, things don't feel right, you can drive the speed limit and stop at red lights and don't violate any, you know, go in pursuit and drive either to a shopping center where there's a bunch of people standing right there, or drive to a police station. You know, I tell people, hey, it happened to me one time. There was this lady and I had a feeling I was in an unmarked car and I lit her up and she wouldn't stop, but she was going real slow. When she finally pulls up to the police station, she's like, hey, I'm really sorry, but I'm like, no, you did the right thing. Sometimes people get killed by people that are pretending to be cops. You know, these are, no offense to security guards, but some security guards are frustrated guys that couldn't make it through the police academy or got turned down, and they got a lot of, there's a reason they got turned down. Maybe they failed the psych eval. Who knows? You know, I'm not saying don't cooperate with the police, but if, you know, trust your instincts, but do it responsibly. You know, don't haul ass and say, oh, I thought you were a fucking serial killer. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, you can crack the window or whatever and just say, hey, follow me to the police station. I'm just nervous. And any decent cop's going to understand that. Now, there may be cops that come on and tell me I'm fucked up for saying that, but, you know, come on, man. That's my friend Joe Biden says, come on, man. Anyways, that's my feelings on it. Go check it out. Metro State, Motor One, Jeremy DeWitt, Real World Police, Donut Operator. And don't forget to subscribe and share my channel, too. I'm trying to grow this motherfucker again since I was off for so long. But I'm back. All right, you guys stay safe. LMS Tactics.